So people, today it drove me crazy. And I decided to make a theory about Paranormal Activity 1 and 2 that could have repercussions on the entire series. What would happen if Kristi remained possessed in the second film? For those who don't know me. Hi, I'm Alex, and this is The Paranormality, an entire channel dedicated to paranormal activity. And without further ado, let's go to the video. Just to contextualize. In Paranormal Activity 2, we have the fact that Kristi is under the influence of Toby and almost kidnapped Hunter. However, she was prevented by a ritual performed by Daniel, her husband, and Martine, her maid, who no one remembers. The ritual worked, but what they didn't know is that Toby began to torment and later possess Katie. And this is where my theory begins. What if the ritual had gone wrong? How the entire plot would unfold? Well, guys, I warn you that it's very different from what you imagine, and that the fact that the ritual didn't work wasn't a failure in the witch's plan. In the ghost dimension, we have an alternative ending in which Layla's exclusion ritual works perfectly, but the witches manage to anticipate the pseudo-victory and prepare a new plan. Guys, just a break. If you're lost, I recommend watching my summary of Paranormal Activity. I explain this alternative ending and much more. Continuing. This ending shows us the ability that the clan, the midwives, have to anticipate any event. So let's create an alternative timeline for you to see how tricky things are in this franchise. Kristi, remaining possessed, would catch Hunter, and in the process, he would kill Daniel, Allie, and Martine. It could be that Martine and especially Allie would stay alive, because Allie was locked in the room during the ritual. Kristi would take Hunter to the orphanage, where he would later be adopted by Alex's family, the one from the fourth film. And Katie and Micah. Well, guys, here's where things get, let's say, interesting. Kent, in the ghost dimension, tells Katie and Kristi that they both have a role, and Katie's role was to care for and protect Kristi. So much so that in one of the scenes in the third film, which I've already talked about in other videos, there is a shadow demarcating Katie, probably for her to perform this role. In other words, people. Regardless of whether the ritual works or not, should Katie follow Kristi and protect her? Not exactly. Because Katie, at the end of the second film, killed Kristi. Kristi would be important in the coven until Hunter was born. And from then on, Katie would protect him. This is a key turn. People. Katie's role would be fulfilled, no matter the cost. In other words, she should take care of Hunter, not Kristi. Therefore, following the alternative line we created, it could be that, at a certain point, Katie being possessed would kill Micah and protect Hunter. It could be that at the end of Paranormal Activity 2, we would see Kristi passing her son to Katie and Katie walking away with him. Kristi could remain in the clan with the clairvoyant function. This skill was already used by the Coven in 1992 and was said by Kent to be Kristi's own, in Paranormal Activity, Ghost Dimension. But like Katie killed her in the original ending, we can assume that Kristi was not useful to the Coven. That is, she would go to waste too, probably deleting itself, as happened to Katie in the director's ending of Paranormal Activity. 1. Remembering the director's ending, Paranormal Activity 1 had 4 endings. In fact, I can make a video commenting on each of the endings and the story behind each of them. Leave it in the comments if you want. So on to our alternative line. We would have Allie and Martine surviving, Micah and Daniel dead, Kristi deleting herself at the end, and Katie teleporting to pick up Hunter and take him away. In other words, nothing has changed. The point, people, is that the witches certainly knew that Martine and Daniel were going to perform this ritual, that it would work, and they used this to benefit their plans, in the same way that they influenced Ryan to put cameras in his house in the ghost dimension. Alex and Ben in Paranormal Activity 4, and so on. If we add this theory to the theory that Ali, the survivor from the second film, is alive, as I already explained in my summary of Paranormal Activity, we have to say that the witches really had everything planned. And relax, you who didn't understand the theory about Ollie. In addition to the summary video, I'm going to make an entire video explaining that she may be under the influence of witches and a possible appearance of her. Guys, I can't help but warn you that this is all speculation. But you have to agree that these crazy theories of mine make the series much more interesting. So for that reason alone, I deserve your like and subscription. There is no other channel that talks about paranormal activity like mine. All right, guys, I'm going to make the next video. See ya.